In a world that rushes to build things quickly, the greatest treasures are always the ones that take the most time. A masterpiece is not painted in an afternoon, and a cathedral is not raised in a year. You, chosen one, are one of those treasures. If you have felt hidden away, overlooked, and kept in a season of solitude for far longer than you ever expected, it's because you are not a simple sketch. You are a masterpiece in the making. Your singleness has not been a punishment. It has been a private divine workshop. Today, we are opening the doors to that workshop to show you the breathtaking reason for the process, the purpose in the pain, and the glorious future that your season of waiting has prepared you for. Have you ever felt like a book left on a shelf, waiting for someone to finally read your story? You watch as other books are picked, their pages turned, their stories shared, while you remain untouched. You hear the laughter from the next room, the sounds of lives being built together, and in the quiet moments, a question echoes in your heart. God, have you forgotten about me? You have prayed, you have hoped, you have tried to open doors, only to feel them lock from the other side. Every potential story seems to end with a period before the first chapter is even finished. I need you to listen very carefully. Your experience is not proof of abandonment. It is proof of your importance. You haven't been forgotten on a dusty shelf. You have been placed intentionally inside a master's workshop behind a closed door where a sacred and private work is being done. The world cannot see you because the world is not invited to this process. This message found you today to give you the key to let you peek inside and understand the breathtaking reason for your solitude. What you have mistaken for rejection is, in fact, the highest form of selection. Your singleness is the quiet, holy space where God, the master artisan, is creating his next masterpiece. And that masterpiece, chosen one, is you. Let's begin by understanding the very foundation of your life. The first reason for this long season of being alone is that you were created from a different blueprint. Think about how most buildings are made. People follow common plans, use standard materials, and build on predictable schedules. They can put up a house in a few months because the design is simple and has been done 1,000 times before. Many people build their lives and relationships this way. They follow the patterns they see around them, and for them, it works. Their path is straightforward, but you are not a standard house. From the very beginning, God unrolled a different kind of blueprint for you, the plan for a great cathedral. A cathedral is not built in a season. It takes generations. Its foundation must be dug deeper than any other building, deep into the bedrock, so it can support the weight of the glory it is meant to hold. Its materials are not ordinary wood and plaster. They are hand-carved stone, stained glass forged in fire, and towering arches that seem to defy gravity. You have always felt this difference, haven't you? Even as a child, you looked at the world and felt that your heart was tuned to a different frequency. The things that satisfied others often left you feeling empty. The paths that were easy for your friends to walk felt unnatural and constricting to you. This was not arrogance or pride. It was the deep inner knowing that your structure was designed for a different purpose. You could not settle for a simple cottage life because your soul was designed with the arches of a cathedral. God would not let you build your life with someone whose blueprint was for a simple house. It's not that the house is bad, it's simply incompatible. If you tried to build a cathedral on a foundation meant for a small home, it would collapse before the first stained glass window could be installed. This is why God has been so meticulously protective of you. He has interrupted connections that looked good on the surface. He has caused people to walk away who seemed perfect at the time. He did this because he, the master architect, could see both blueprints. He knew that their design, while lovely, could not support the weight of your destiny. Your destiny requires a foundation of deep, personal connection with Him first. It requires a level of inner strength and spiritual integrity that cannot be rushed. Every time a relationship failed, it was not you failing a test. It was God protecting the construction site. He was preventing a well-meaning but ultimately incompatible structure from being built, which would have to be torn down later at a much greater cost to your heart. He is saving you for a foundation that matches your own, someone else who is being built with the same care, the same depth, and the same glorious purpose in mind. Your blueprint is too rare, too precious, to be paired with anything less than a perfect match. The long wait is a testament to the complexity and grandeur of what is being built. The second reason for your protected solitude is that this masterpiece requires a soundproof room. The artisan's workshop is not just closed, it is sealed from the noise of the outside world. This is not to punish you with silence, but to protect you from the wrong voices. A masterpiece cannot be created by a committee. It must come from the singular vision of its creator. Right now, the world is screaming with opinions about what your life should look like. It tells you that you are running out of time. It shows you images of what love is supposed to be, what happiness is supposed to look like, what success means. Friends and family, with the best intentions, add their own voices, their own fears, and their own expectations to the noise. If God were to let all of that noise into the workshop, it would interfere with His work. He is doing something so specific, so unique in you, that He cannot allow your vision to be clouded by the chatter of the masses. Think of a musician composing a symphony. They need silence to hear the notes in their own soul. Your single season is that sacred silence. God is quieting the competing voices so that you can learn to recognize one voice above all others, His. In this soundproof room, He is tuning your spirit to His frequency. He is teaching you what His guidance feels like, what His peace sounds like, what His conviction tastes like. This is the most important skill you will ever learn. Why? Because the person He is preparing for you will also be listening for that same voice. Your future union will not be sustained by society's rules or family's advice. It will be sustained by your shared ability to hear and obey the guidance of the artisan who is bringing you together. If you cannot discern His voice clearly now when you are alone, how will you hold on to it in a relationship when another person's needs, desires, and voice are added to the mix? This is why you have felt yourself pulling away from certain friendships or social scenes. It may have felt like you were becoming distant, but in reality, God was drawing you deeper into the quiet of the workshop. He has been protecting your ears from gossip that would plant seeds of doubt. He has been shielding your eyes from comparisons that would breed dissatisfaction. He has created a holy separation so that His influence can become your primary influence. This time is a gift. It is an extended private lesson with the Creator of the universe. He is showing you your own worth through His eyes, not through the reflection you see in someone else's. He is affirming your identity in Him so that your sense of self is not dependent on your relationship status. When you are firmly rooted in who you are in Him, you will not look for a partner to validate you, but for a partner to join you in the mission He has already given you. Do not resent the silence. It is the environment where you are learning the language of heaven. It is the protection that ensures the final product is a pure reflection of the artisan's original, brilliant design. The third reason God has kept you in this season is perhaps the most profound and the most personal. Before a vessel can be filled, it must first be hollowed out. A block of wood cannot become a beautiful bowl until the wood inside is carved away. A lump of clay cannot become a cup until the potter reaches in and creates an empty space. This season of singleness has been a holy hollowing out, a process of creating capacity within you to hold the immense blessings He has in store. This process can feel painful. It can feel like you are losing something. God, in His loving wisdom, has been reaching into your heart and gently, patiently carving away the things that would take up the space meant for your purpose. What is He removing? He is removing the deep-seated fear of being alone so that you will one day choose a partner out of love, not terror. He is scooping out the pride that makes you think you can do everything on your own, teaching you to depend on Him for your strength. He is clearing out the residue of past hurts. He is sanding down the rough edges of betrayals and disappointments that made you build walls around your heart. You cannot receive the love He has for you if your heart is already filled to the brim with the pain of yesterday. So, in this quiet workshop, He does the deep surgical work that a busy, noisy relationship would only cover up. A new relationship might act as a temporary bandage on an old wound, but solitude allows God to be the surgeon who heals it completely from the inside out. This hollowing out also removes your own limited ideas of what your life should be. We all come to God with our own little blueprints, our own timelines, our own expectations. But the master artisan knows that his plan is infinitely better. So He lovingly removes our small plans to make room for His grand design. That door that closed on a career you thought you wanted? That was God hollowing out a limited ambition to make room for a true calling.
That person who left your life breaking your heart?
That was God hollowing out a space that was too small, preparing you for a love that is vast, deep,
and wide enough to match your destiny. It is in this empty space,
this hollowed out part of your spirit, that your true strength is born. It is where your reliance on Him becomes real. It is where you learn that He is enough. Once you learn that He is enough, you become a person who can enter a relationship not out of neediness, but out of wholeness. You will be able to give freely because you are not trying to get something to fill a void. God has already filled that void with Himself. So if you feel empty right now, if you feel that God has been taking more than He has been giving, I want you to reframe that thought. He is not emptying you to leave you barren. He is emptying you to prepare you for a flood. He is creating the capacity for a joy you have not yet known, a purpose you have not yet seen, and a love you have not yet experienced. He is making room. This is the sacred work of the workshop. It is the explanation for your long, solitary journey. You are not a simple project. You are a masterpiece in the making. Your design is complex, your protection is paramount, and your preparation is profound. If you can feel the truth of this in your spirit, if you recognize the artisan's hand in your life through this description, I want you to affirm it right now.
Let this be a declaration of faith.
In the comments, type, "The artisan is working on me." Let it be a sign to your own heart and to the heavens that you understand, you accept, and you trust the process. You are not forgotten. You are being perfected. In the last message, we stepped into the artisan's workshop. We came to understand that your solitude is not an accident but a sacred space. We saw how the master craftsman has been working from a unique blueprint, the plan for a great cathedral, not a simple house. We learned that the silence you've experienced is a soundproof room designed to protect you from noise so you can learn His voice. And we faced the reality of the hollowing out, the sometimes painful carving away of fear and old wounds to create capacity within you. You stood in that workshop and declared, "The artisan is working on me." Now the work deepens. The preparation phase is shifting into the creation phase. The empty space that was carved out within you was never meant to remain empty. It was cleared for a reason. Today we don't just stand and watch the artisan, we draw closer to the fire. We witness the tools he uses to shape you. This part of the process requires courage because it is where you are forged, filled, and finally taught to stand in your own magnificent strength. This is how the masterpiece is made. The first tool the artisan reaches for is one that many fear. It is the fire. In the corner of the divine workshop burns a furnace, and its purpose is not destruction, but transformation. The master takes the precious material of your spirit, the raw substance of who you are, and he places it into the heat. This fire represents the trials, the pressures, and the challenges of your life. It is every moment you felt squeezed, every season you felt the heat of hardship, every tear you cried, when you thought you were at your breaking point. From the outside, it looks like you are just going through a hard time, but from inside the workshop, you are being forged. Understand this, chosen one. Fire has a holy purpose.
Fire purifies.
As the heat rises, it burns away the impurities that could not simply be carved away. It melts away the stubborn residue of insecurity that tells you are not good enough. It sears away the deep-seated pride that insists you can rely on your own strength. It vaporizes the hidden fears that have held your heart captive for years. These are the things that would weaken the final structure. A cathedral cannot be built with compromised stone. The artisan, in his infinite love, will not allow any weakness to remain in the core of your being. So, he uses pressure and heat to make you pure. Fire also strengthens. Think of the finest steel. To become a sword fit for a king, the metal must be heated until it glows, then hammered on an anvil, then plunged into water over and over again. This process, which seems so violent, is what aligns the very molecules of the steel, making it incredibly strong and resilient. Without the fire and the hammer, the metal would remain soft, brittle, and useless in a real battle. Your trials are the artisan's fire and hammer. Every challenge you have overcome, every difficulty you have endured with his help, has been a strike of the hammer, strengthening your spirit, building your endurance,
and shaping your character. He is not punishing you in the fire.
He is preparing you. He has seen the battles your future holds, not just for you, but for the kingdom work you will do. He knows the weight of the purpose he is about to place on your shoulders.
You could not carry it as you were.
You had to be forged. The person who emerges from this fire is not the same one who went in. You will be stronger, purer, and possess a resilience that will leave others in awe. You will carry a quiet confidence, not because you have avoided hardship, but because you have walked through the furnace with God Himself, and you know that you cannot be easily broken. That is our strength that cannot be bought or taught.
It can only be forged.
So when the heat of life turns up, do not run from it. Stand still and know that the master artisan has his hand on the process. He will not let the fire consume you. He will use it to perfect you. Once the forging is complete and the material of your spirit is purified and strong, the artisan's work changes. The heavy tools are set aside and the delicate work begins. This is the second stage of the process. The infusion of light, the hollowing out from before, has now created a perfect vessel. The fire has made that vessel strong. Now it is time for that vessel to be filled with something beautiful and unique. This is the season where God begins to reveal and embed your true purpose and your divine gifts. Imagine our great cathedral. After the stone walls are raised, strong and solid, the most breathtaking part of the construction begins, the installation of the stained glass windows. In the solitude of the workshop, the artisan pieces together fragments of colored glass, ruby red, sapphire blue, emerald green, into a glorious picture. When the sun shines through it, the entire cathedral is flooded with a light and a beauty that it could never have created on its own. Your gifts are those pieces of colored glass. During your single season, God is giving you the time and the focus to discover them. What are the things that make your spirit come alive? Is it a creative gift like writing, music, or art? Is it a gift of wisdom, where you can see situations with a clarity that others miss? Is it a gift of compassion that allows you to feel the pain of others and bring them comfort? Is it a gift of leadership, a business idea, a vision for a ministry? These are not just hobbies or passing interests. These are the divine colors the artisan has chosen specifically for you. In a relationship, your energy and time would be divided. But in this protected season, you have the incredible opportunity to pour all of your focus into developing these gifts. God is urging you to practice the instrument, to write the book, to start the project, to learn the skill. This is not busy work to pass the time while you wait for a partner.
This is the work.
This is the main event. You are becoming the person God created you to be in all your vibrant color. The world might tell you that you need a relationship to be complete. The artisan tells you that you must first be filled with his light. Your purpose is not to find someone who will bring you light. Your purpose is to become so filled with the light of God that you radiate. The person he is preparing for you is not coming to fix you or complete you. They are being drawn to the beautiful light shining from within you. They will see the stained glass window of your soul and recognize that it was made by the same master artisan who is working on them. Your shared purpose will be to let your combined light flood the world. So, do not neglect this sacred task.
Explore your talents.
Nurture your passions. Step into the small callings he gives you today. Each time you use one of your gifts, you are allowing another piece of stained glass to be set in place. You are participating with the artisan in your own creation. And soon, the work will be so complete that the light shining from you will be unmistakable. Finally, after the forging and the filling, there is a crucial final step in the workshop. The masterpiece must learn to stand on its own. This is the third part of the process, learning your own weight and balance. Before a finished sculpture is placed in the gallery, it must be stable. It must have its own center of gravity. It cannot be dependent on something else to hold it up. In this season, God is teaching you to find your spiritual and emotional balance in Him and in Him alone. Think of a master-forged sword once more. Before a warrior trusts it in battle, he tests its balance. He holds it in his hand to feel its weight, to know where its center lies. A perfectly balanced sword feels like an extension of the warrior's own arm. An unbalanced sword is clumsy, ineffective, and dangerous. For you, this single season is your time of calibration. You are learning to know your own spiritual weight. You are discovering your unshakable center, which is your identity in God. Many people enter relationships looking for balance. They feel incomplete, so they look for another person to be their other half, to steady them, to make them feel whole. They are like two broken pillars leaning against each other. For a while, they might hold each other up, but the moment one shifts or a storm comes, the entire structure collapses into rubble. The artisan will not allow this to happen to you. His plan is not codependency. It is glorious interdependency. He is building you into a strong, whole, perfectly balanced pillar. You are learning to draw your joy, your validation, and your security directly from Him. When you feel lonely, you are learning to turn to Him for comfort. When you feel uncertain, you are learning to find your confidence in His promises. When you feel afraid, you are learning to stand on the rock of His faithfulness. Each time you do this, you are strengthening your own foundation and settling more firmly into your own spiritual center of gravity. At the same time, in another workshop, the artisan is doing the exact same work on another pillar, your future partner. He is teaching them the same lessons. He is forging them in their own fire, infusing them with their own light, and teaching them to stand in their own God-given strength. His plan is to create two whole, complete, and balanced pillars. Then when the time is right, He will bring you both out of the workshop. He will stand you side by side, and because you are both already strong and whole, you will not lean on each other in desperation.
You will stand together in power.
You will be able to support a magnificent blessing, a shared destiny, a family, a ministry that neither of you could have supported alone. Your relationship will not be about filling each other's gaps, but about combining your strengths to build something eternal for the kingdom of God. This is why this season is so vital. You are learning that you are not half of a whole. You are a whole masterpiece being prepared to join another whole masterpiece. The beauty of your future union will be a reflection of the wholeness you are cultivating right now in the quiet of the workshop, alone with the artisan. The work is intense. The fire is real. The process of being filled and balanced takes time.
But it is the highest honor.
If you understand that every trial is forging you and every gift is filling you, I want you to make a new declaration. This is not just about acceptance anymore. It's about active participation. In the comments, type, "I am being prepared for my purpose." Affirm that you are not just a passive object, but an active partner in this divine creation. Let this be your focus, your strength, and your peace in this season. The work is not in vain. You are being made ready. We have journeyed together deep into the heart of the Master Artisan's workshop. In our first step, we understood why this sacred process was necessary, seeing the unique cathedral blueprint of your life, the protection of the soundproof room, and the holy hollowing out that created space within you. Then we moved closer to witness how the work was done. We felt the heat of the forging fire that brought strength and purity. We saw the infusion of brilliant light as your gifts were set in place. And we learned the importance of finding your own weight and balance. Becoming a whole and complete pillar standing strong in God, you have affirmed your place in this process, declaring first that the artisan is working on you, and then that you are being prepared for your purpose. But every work, no matter how long or intricate, eventually reaches its completion. The sounds of the workshop are beginning to change. The roar of the furnace has softened to a gentle warmth. The sharp strike of the hammer has ceased. A quiet hum of anticipation now fills the air. The masterpiece is almost ready. This final part of our journey is about the end of the making and the beginning of the showing. It is about the great unveiling, when the doors of the workshop swing open and the world finally sees what the master has been creating in secret for all this time. The first sign that your season is shifting is not a grand announcement, but a quiet finishing touch. It is the final polish. Before a master sculptor reveals his work, he spends hours polishing the marble, not to change its shape, but to bring out the depth, color, and brilliance that is already there. God is now in the final polishing stage with you. The heavy structural work is done. The deep healing has taken place. The core identity is set. Now he is just bringing out your shine. You will recognize this stage by the profound sense of peace that settles over your spirit. The frantic ache of loneliness will be gone. The desperate need for a partner to validate your existence will have vanished. In its place, a calm, joyful contentment will bloom. You will wake up in the morning and your first thought will not be of who is missing, but of gratitude for the presence of God and the fullness of the life you are already living. You will look at your single life not as a waiting room, but as a beautiful, complete space that you have learned to fill with your purpose, your joy, and your connection to the Creator. This piece is the first layer of polish. It is God buffing away the last remnants of anxiety and replacing them with His supernatural rest. Alongside this internal shift, you will begin to see external confirmations. This is the second layer of polish. Doors that were once bolted shut will begin to swing open with ease, and they will be doors that lead directly toward your purpose. The business idea you were given in the workshop will suddenly find the right resources. The ministry you felt called to will attract the right people. Your creative work will find an audience.
This is not a coincidence.
It is the artisan beginning to hint at the masterpiece he is about to reveal. He is preparing the world for you. This effortless flow is his way of telling you that the internal work is complete and your spirit is now aligned with the path he has laid out for you. You are no longer fighting against the current. You are moving in a divine flow. This is the shine of a finished work beginning to catch the light. When this deep peace and external alignment are both present, you will know the season of your making is drawing to a close. You are not meant to strive for these signs. You cannot force this peace. You simply receive it as the gift it is, the final, loving touch of the artisan before he presents you to the world. Now we must talk about the most glorious part of the artisan's plan. All this time he has been working on you. He has not been working alone. In a separate, equally sacred workshop, he has been crafting a second masterpiece. He has been creating your partner. The God who designed your cathedral-like spirit would never plan for it to be paired with a temporary structure. He is a God of perfect symmetry and breathtaking design. The partner he has been preparing is not an afterthought. They are the other half of a divine composition. This person has been on their own journey. They have been through their own fire. They have been hammered on their own anvil and have the marks of a warrior to prove it. They have been hollowed out, emptied of their own fears and past pain. They have been infused with their own unique light, their own set of gifts that shine with a brilliance that complements yours. They too have learned to stand as a whole and complete pillar, finding their balance and worth in the artisan alone. They are not looking for someone to save them or fix them. They have already been saved and made whole by the Master's hand. Because they have gone through this same process, they will be able to understand you in a way no one else can. They will see the strength in you and know it was forged in fire, and they will honor it. They will see the light shining from you and recognize it as the work of the artisan, and they will cherish it. They will not be intimidated by your purpose because they are secure in their own. They will not try to change your divine blueprint because they know a masterpiece cannot be altered. When the time for your meeting comes, the moment of divine timing, it will not be what you expect. It will not be a chaotic whirlwind of emotion or a desperate chase. It will be a moment of profound, quiet, and earth-shattering recognition. Your spirits will recognize each other before your minds even catch up. It will feel less like meeting a stranger and more like coming home. There will be no games, no confusion, no uncertainty. There will only be a deep, resonant peace in your soul that says, "Ah, there you are. I have been waiting for the artisan to finish you." This is the beauty of a union crafted by God. It is not built on the shifting sands of attraction or loneliness. It is built on the bedrock of two lives fully surrendered to and perfected by the Creator. It is a connection forged not in a moment, but over years of hidden, faithful work in the artisan's workshop.
And it will have been worth every single second of the way.
Finally, the moment arrives. The workshop doors swing open. The great unveiling begins. The artisan takes you by the hand, a finished, gleaming masterpiece, and leads you out into the world. He brings your complementary masterpiece to stand beside you.
This is the moment your single season officially ends.
But your purpose does not end here. In fact, it is only just beginning. Now, on a grander scale, your union is not the destination. It is the gallery where the artisan's work is displayed. Your relationship itself becomes the living testament to his faithfulness, his wisdom, and his power. The world, which only saw your closed doors and your long wait, will now see the magnificent result. Your love story will not be like the others. It will be a story of two whole, powerful individuals who chose to trust God's timing and were rewarded with something far beyond what the world could offer. Your home will become a cathedral of peace. Your partnership will be a ministry of hope. The way you love, honor, and support one another will be a sermon that requires no words. You will take the individual purposes He gave you in the workshop and you will weave them together, creating a tapestry of kingdom impact that is more beautiful than anything you could have woven alone. Your combined light will be a beacon, showing others what is possible when they surrender their lives to the Master's hand. This is the ultimate reason you were kept single for so long. It wasn't just about preparing you for a partner. It was about preparing you both for a shared destiny that would bring glory to God. He wasn't just building two pillars, he was building the entrance to a temple. He wasn't just making two swords, he was creating a set that could guard a gate to his kingdom. He wasn't just finishing two masterpieces, he was creating a gallery exhibit that would draw the world to him. Your story, chosen one which began in the quiet confusion of being left on the shelf, now concludes with the glorious purpose of being a divine display. Every lonely night, every tear, every unanswered question has been redeemed and given a glorious purpose. The artisan has wasted nothing, and so now, as you stand at the threshold of this new season, with the echo of the workshop behind you and the light of the gallery before you, there is one final declaration to make. It is a declaration of faith, of readiness, and of stepping into the future that has been so carefully crafted for you. With all the hope and peace in your heart, type in the comments below, "I am ready for the unveiling." Let this be your prophetic step out of the workshop and into the wonderful plan that God has had for you all along. Your wait is over. Your purpose is beginning. The masterpiece is complete.